Hey guys, Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon Build series video. Today we have Slowbro, who is a very interesting looking creature. The more you look at this Pokemon, the more you're like, what? I'm so confused. So from the tummy down, it kind of looks like a dinosaur. Kind of like, like, I guess Barney the dinosaur, I guess, like, like a cutesy looking dinosaur. Got, you know, it's mostly a light sort of pink color. It's in between light and bright pink. It's got two little claws on each toe. It's got, how like the dinosaurs have the tummy patch whenever like people do kids toys or whatever that are dinosaurs that are like more cutesy and whatever rather than realistic. They've got like that patch on the belly, and that's like a light cream tan color, I guess. I don't know. And then from like the tummy up, it kind of looks like a dopey little bear with a duck bill, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. And it's got a shell biting its tail. And it looks pretty, like the shell looks pretty angry. It's got a very angry expression on it. And yeah, biting onto the tail. And I don't know, Slowbro just gives me like, he seems like the sort of dude who's like, I'm gonna go to this buffet and eat this food and maybe go have a nap over here, and he just seems very relaxed and chilled. And because he gave me buffet vibes, I was like, well, why don't I build like a restaurant, but instead of it being like big fancy gourmet, super duper fancy restaurant, why don't I just build something like a small town restaurant, something that's a bit more relaxed, like everyone kind of knows everyone sort of thing here, and it's just like a general kind of chill vibe area, that sort of thing. Like that doesn't mean that people don't take the restaurant seriously. They take it very serious. I imagine they, they go down to like where all the fishermen are selling their fish in the mornings and buy the best freshest fish, and they go to like the fruit and veg markets and buy the best freshest fruit and veg and whatever. So it's like it's really good tasting food, and they're really passionate about their food, but they're not like Gordon Ramsay. I'm sure he's very passionate about food as well, but they're again very relaxed and happy people, because I feel like sometimes chefs are just always given the sort of, I don't want to say trope of, they're always just seen as like angry and yelling and stressed, and I get that cooking can be stressful. You've got to time everything right and cook it right, and presentation is important with a lot of restaurants and whatnot, but a lot of chefs are also very passionate, and that's kind of the vibes that I'm aiming for here, is just very passionate, fun builders who just wanna have chefs. I don't know why I said builders. But yeah, just very fun, passionate chefs who want to have a good time and just share the joy of food. And everyone needs to eat, so why not create joy through shared meals? And that's kind of what this place is. It's, like, if you're a local and you've got your spot and you sit there and you have your dinner and whatnot, and, maybe I did put a few seats outside, so maybe the younger kids who are like going on dates, they can go sit outside at the table, and it's kind of like, the parents will sit inside and like they can supervise and whatever, but they're not in the way, they're not watching, they're not meddling. But or even if the parents aren't inside, there are locals who are still there who will be like, it looks like it's going well, but if it looks like it's going bad, that there's locals there to help out and whatnot. And if you're a tourist, they're always happy to chat with you and teach you like, oh, here's like, this is what's normal here, this is what's traditional, like this is what we normally serve, and this is how we normally eat it, and all that sort of fun stuff. I don't know, I feel like this place would be just a really welcoming, lovely place to be. And I would love to be in a place like this, where it is the locals, it is the people who have lived here their whole life, who continually go to this restaurant, and they just have a good time here. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like it would be very very nice to visit a restaurant like this. Because yeah, again, like you would have such good taste, like the best food around, but also the best company, like just the most wonderful people. And I know some people might look at it and be like, it's a shack and the toilet is outside, and like the chefs, like they obviously use that toilet, and like yeah, but like there's a kitchen sink, they wash their hands, it's okay. Like there's also places to wash your hands in the bathroom, like it's fine. Like they're hygienic, they are lovely, they cook really good food. Why would you not want to go here? Like I love this. I love this so much, and I do want to visit. So yeah, if you have a restaurant like this near you, where it's you know, just a small little local restaurant that's kind of, you know, just this cozy little place, definitely let me know down below. What is it like? What food do you serve? And yeah, what's your favorite item to get from said menu? Because again, yeah, I would just love to be able to hang out in a place like this and just I don't know. I've moved around a lot, so having somewhere where there've been people there for decades, like that to me is insane, because like I said, I've moved around so much that I don't know what that's like, and I would love to be able to just experience that for a little bit and you know, see it happen. And I don't know, I find stuff like that to be really sweet, because yeah, like I said, I've moved around a lot. I have seen a lot of different ways of living, a lot of different people, a lot of different lifestyles. I've lived in busy cities, I've lived in not so busy cities, I've visited rural areas, I mostly lived in the suburbs. I've never actually lived in the city, but I've lived close by to cities. So yeah, I've kind of experienced a bit of everything, and I think the one thing I really love is seeing community. And I think, you know, when I establish myself as a real adult, not a semi-real adult, I definitely want to make those sorts of connections. I want to know my neighbours. I mean, I don't have to be best friends with them if they don't want, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, if there's something going on, I want to be able to talk to my neighbours, and you know, there's some people who live not on my street, but a short walk away, that they have a cat, and because I stop and pat that cat every single time I walk past their house, every time I see the cat, we started talking and, you know, exchanged names, and you know, they're a little unsure about certain cat things, so they'll ask me questions about, you know, is this normal or is this not, and I mean, I'm no cat expert, but I have owned a couple of cats over the years, and yeah, I know what's... They were just worried about a few things, and I let them know that, yeah, if it was this, then this would happen, and blah blah blah. But if you're ever worried, like, you know, take them to the vet and whatnot. So yeah, it's really nice to have that sort of connection, and I really enjoy that. And it'll make me really sad when I eventually leave this place, because I don't plan on living in this house forever. But and I also know my roommates won't either, so it's, yeah, something that I feel like I'm gonna miss that, and that's what I want. I want more sort of things like that. So yeah, if you see new neighbours moving in and you wanna be friendly, you don't have to, but if you want to, I definitely recommend just going over and saying hi, and, you know, maybe seeing if they need anything. I feel like, yeah, there's certain things that when people move they always need. Rubbish bags, bin bags, cleaning products, and sometimes just a nice little meal, because when you're moving, it's insane. There's so much going on and you forget to eat. And hydration's very important. So, you know, I'm not saying you have to spend money on your neighbours, but this is what I would be doing if any of my neighbours were moving, I feel. When I move a lot, so whenever I move, I always make sure to get the removalists to help. I'll get them drinks and snacks and things like that, because it's a lot of work. It's busy and tiring, and you get hungry. But anyway, that's pretty much the end of that. I really had fun with this restaurant. I think it's really, really sweet and homey, and I can already imagine the people who live here, and I love them. But if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe. I do come out with a video pretty much every single day, just not the last couple of days of February. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.